Do you call yourself an RPG fan? This is your moment. Prove it. How many of these legendary games have you actually beaten? Here are the top 20 turn-based RPG games. Straight up legend. Number 20, Final Fantasy XIII. So, when you think about Final Fantasy XIII, it's one of those games that really divided fans, but also, left a lasting mark. The visuals back then were insanely ahead of their time, with those cinematic cutscenes in a world that felt both futuristic and kind of mythical. The whole story follows Lightning and this group of characters who are basically branded as enemies of their own society, so they're fighting destiny itself. The combat system is where it really stood out. It introduced the paradigm shift, so you're constantly switching roles mid-battle to adapt, which made fights feel fast and strategic at the same time. And yeah, some people thought it was too linear, but honestly, that linearity also made it feel like this tightly directed experience, almost like an interactive movie. For a lot of players, Final Fantasy XIII is still that bold step where Square Enix went all in on modern cinematic storytelling and RPGs. Number 19, Warhammer 40,000, Rogue Trader. Now this one, Rogue Trader, is like the dream come true for anyone who wanted to really dive into the lore of Warhammer 40k beyond just the battlefield. Instead of being a soldier, you're this powerful spacefaring merchant with your own ship, your own crew, and the freedom to decide whether you'll be a loyal servant of the Emperor or, push into heresy. It's an isometric CRPG, so it feels a lot like Baldur's Gate. But with that grimdark 40k twist, giant gothic ships, brutal aliens, inquisitors breathing down your neck, the choices actually matter here. Like, the dialogue isn't just flavor. It changes how the story unfolds and even who stands with you or against you. Combat is tactical, with cover mechanics and abilities that lean into the over-the-top firepower of 40k. And the atmosphere. Man, it's that perfect blend of political intrigue and cosmic horror. Honestly, Rogue Trader feels like the most authentic way to live inside the Warhammer 40k universe.
With steadfast faith can rogue traders withstand the lure of the ruinous powers. And those who succumb to the darkness risk a calamitous fate in exchange for their soul. Only madness and damnation await.
Number 18, Dragon Quest III Remake. So this remake of Dragon Quest III, it's kind of special because it takes one of the most beloved classics and reimagines it with that HD 2D style, like Octopath Traveler. And the result is stunning. You've got these retro-inspired pixel characters moving through environments that look almost storybook-like, with layered lighting and depth that really makes the world pop. The story itself is one of those legendary journeys. You start as this young hero setting out to defeat the evil archfiend Baramos. But along the way, you're building your own party, shaping the adventure with the jobs you choose. It's like the foundation of what RPGs became later, but now it feels brand new because of the visuals and quality of life updates. For longtime fans, it's pure nostalgia, but for new players, it's like discovering why Dragon Quest defined the genre in the first place. It's both a trip back to the golden age of RPGs and, at the same time, a fresh experience.
Surely one such as you will be able to deliver us from the menace of the Archfiend.
You must gather the orbs and take them to the shrine of the Everbird.
Use my blades to bring peace to the world. You don't live to tell. I won't make you suffer much.
The time of departure is upon us. Venture forth and do what must be done.
Listen well, child of Ortega. The light will return, of that I am sure.
Number 17. Monster Hunter Stories. 2. Wings of Ruin. This one's a bit different from the main Monster Hunter series, right? Instead of hunting monsters, you're forming bonds with them. Monster Hunter Stories 2 is basically about being a rider, which means you collect these creatures called monsties, hatch them from eggs, and raise them to fight alongside you. The game leans into turn-based combat instead of real-time action, but it still has that Monster Hunter DNA. Choosing the right weapon, reading monster behavior, and exploiting weaknesses. The story focuses on this mysterious Rathalos said to bring ruin, and you as the descendant of a legendary rider are kind of caught in this fate-driven journey. What makes it shine is like the mix of heartwarming adventure with this grand sense of danger. Your relationships with monsties actually matter, and visually, the art style is colorful, almost anime-like, which makes it super approachable. It's one of those games that proves the Monster Hunter world isn't just about survival, it's also about connection.
Game, kid. Here it comes!
The Wings of Ruin! No!
Number 16. Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth. So Infinite Wealth is wild because it's both hilarious and heartfelt at the same time. You follow Ichiban Kasuga, who's already one of the most lovable RPG protagonists, and this time his journey even takes him all the way to Hawaii. That's a first for the series, stepping outside Japan. The game mixes its serious Yakuza-style drama with over-the-top, like absurd comedy moments. The turn-based combat introduced in the last game comes back, but now it's way more dynamic. You can actually move around during fights, use the environment creatively, and, of course, pull off those ridiculous special moves. Outside of combat, it's loaded with mini-games. Everything from managing your own company to karaoke and even some pretty crazy side quests. What makes Infinite Wealth shine, though, is how it balances the emotional depth of its story with sheer chaotic fun. It's one of those RPGs where you'll laugh, cry, and then laugh again, all within the same chapter.
What's more, Sega Bass Fishing, Spike Out, and many other classic games return in this title. You'll never run out of games to play. Featuring extreme battles with a world-class locale as the backdrop. And tons of mesmerizing content. Ryuga Rotoku Studio brings you the ultimate entertainment. Go take a trip on the wild side.
Number 15. Shin Megami Tensei 5. Vengeance. So, like, this version of Shin Megami Tensei 5 isn't just a re-release, it's almost a reimagining. It takes the original's dark, apocalyptic Tokyo setting and expands it with new story routes, characters, and demons. You're still this high school student who gets pulled into this ruined version of Tokyo, fusing with a mysterious being to survive. And the choices you make, whether to side with law, chaos, or carve your own path, shape everything. The combat is that classic press-turn system, where exploiting weaknesses can completely flip the battle. But Vengeance adds new mechanics, new demons to recruit, and honestly, a lot more narrative depth. It's still that philosophical, heavy story about gods, demons, and humanity's place in between, but now it feels more complete, more definitive. If you've never played SMT, this is like the ultimate way to experience it.
We are so safe. But having the power to summon demons isn't enough.
I, Lilith of the Kadishtu, shall return the world to its true form.
We destroyed this and we could end their plans.
Always such a shame when the prey is wary of their hunters.
I never faced my own problems. No more. I won't abandon you.
I still want my revenge and my freedom.
Yoko?
Your knowledge will serve. Its destruction is at hand.
I have to do this. I have to save everyone.
Number 14. Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth. Now this game, Cyber Sleuth, really surprised a lot of people. It's kind of like a detective story mixed with a monster-raising RPG. You're investigating this digital world that overlaps with reality, and suddenly you're dealing with hackers, corrupted Digimon, and mysteries that get darker the deeper you go. The combat is turn-based, but where it shines is in the Digimon system, raising, evolving, and even de-digivolving them to create the team you want. There's this addictive loop of training and experimenting with lineages, but the story is what hooks you. It's not just lighthearted. It dives into themes of identity, technology, and the consequences of living too much online. And the vibe is stylish, kind of like Persona mixed with Digimon. For fans, it felt like the franchise finally delivered an RPG that could stand toe-to-toe with the best in the genre.
Bizarre changes in the real world. A single mastermind behind these crimes. When the world is in crisis, a wish from a girl will create miracles and perhaps save the Digimon.
Number 13. Octopath Traveler II. So, Octopath Traveler II builds on what made the first one special and pushes it even further. You've got 8 characters, each with their own storylines, and this time the narratives actually intertwine more than before, so it feels more connected. The HD 2D art is just gorgeous. Those pixel characters walking through lush, layered worlds with dramatic lighting. It's like a moving painting. The combat is still that mix of turn-based strategy and the break and boost system, where timing your moves and stacking multipliers can turn the tide. But what stands out here is freedom. You can choose whose story to follow, where to travel, and how to combine party abilities. It's both nostalgic and modern, and the soundtrack, oh man, it just elevates everything with those sweeping, emotional scores. It's one of those RPGs that reminds you why the genre still has so much magic.
Do anything we set our minds to.
Well, it's plain what we've got to do. Keep moving forward, right?
Let us walk together a while longer, friends.
I think I'll stick around for a little more fun.
Somewhere, someone cries out for aid.
Let's get on with it, shall we?
What does it mean to play a role in a vast world of adventure? The places you go, the deeds you do, the tales whose hero you become. Every road is yours to take. Octopath Traveler II, February 24th, 2023. Embark on an adventure all...
Number 12. Sea of Stars. This one, Sea of Stars, is kind of like a love letter to classic 16-bit RPGs, but polished with a modern design. It tells the story of 2 children of the solstice who can harness the power of the sun and moon to fight against an ancient evil. Combat feels inspired by Chrono Trigger, with timed button presses that make every attack and defense more engaging. Exploration is smooth. You can swim, climb, and move around seamlessly, which makes the world feel alive. The visuals are stunning pixel art with dynamic lighting that gives every location this warm, magical glow. What makes it click, though, is the balance between nostalgic simplicity and fresh gameplay. It doesn't bog you down with grind, but still gives you that grand sense of adventure. It's heartfelt, it's relaxing, but also epic when it needs to be. Definitely one of those games that feels timeless the moment you play it. Number 11. And then we've got Chained Echoes, which honestly feels like it came straight from the golden era of RPGs but was made with today's sensibilities. It's a story-driven game with no filler, set in a world at war where nations are tearing each other apart. You play as a group of heroes caught in the middle, and it has everything: airships, political intrigue, and even mechs you can pilot. The combat is turn-based but super strategic, with this unique overdrive system that rewards careful balance of your actions. And it doesn't waste your time. No endless grinding, no padding, just a focused experience that respects your attention. The pixel art is beautiful. The soundtrack hits all the emotional highs, and the story is surprisingly deep, with twists that stick with you. It feels handcrafted, like every part of it was made with passion. For fans of classic JRPGs, it's kind of a dream come true. Trails of Cold Steel isn't just any turn-based RPG. It's part of this huge Legend of Heroes saga.
I'm asking this of each and every one of my friends and comrades here with me. All of you, please, fight with me!
You play as Reen Schwarzer, a student at Thor's military academy, stuck right in the middle of a political mess in the Erebonian Empire. The cool part? It's not just about fighting monsters. It's classic turn-based, but with some smart twists. You've got the link system, basically pairing characters for follow-up attacks, plus arts and crafts for magic and special skills.
Eat this! Here's dessert! Owie! It's down! Let's go, Sharon!
This isn't a short series either. There are 4 main games, Cold Steel 1 through 4, plus Trails into Reverie as the epilogue. If you like games that give you a ton of story, deep character arcs, and hours of strategy-packed battles, this one's for you. It's long, like 60 hours per game long. If you're into turn-based RPGs that feel old school but modernized, Trails of Cold Steel deserves a spot on your list.
Heed my call! Valimar, the Ashen Knight! Enlightened domination!
Final Fantasy X and X-2 HD Remaster is basically the best way to experience 2 legendary JRPGs on modern systems. You're getting Final Fantasy X, which first introduced full 3D environments and voice acting to the series, plus its sequel, X-2, all in one package. Both games look way cleaner now with HD visuals, and you even get the option to switch between the original soundtrack and the remastered one. Combat? It's classic turn-based, but with that conditional turn-based system, so you can plan every move without feeling rushed. Final Fantasy X uses the sphere grid for character growth, super deep and flexible. And X-2 shakes things up with the garment grid and job system, so both feel different but still connected. Honestly, this collection is perfect if you want old-school turn-based combat with a modern polish. The story of Tidus and Yuna in X, emotional and epic. Then X-2 brings a more upbeat vibe but still ties up the narrative. Suikoden 1 and 2 HD Remaster is the best way to revisit 2 JRPG legends in one bundle. These games stick to that classic turn-based formula, but now look way sharper with fully redrawn character portraits and upgraded backgrounds. They even added little details like flickering lights and moving leaves, so the world feels alive without losing the retro vibe. Combat still keeps its roots, party-based turn battles with rune magic, and the option to recruit over 100 characters across both games. If you've never played Suikoden, that whole 108 Stars of Destiny system is super addictive. Audio's been overhauled too, remastered sound effects and new ambient noises for towns and dungeons. And both games come with all the extra content from the old international versions. If you want pure turn-based strategy with huge casts, and deep political storylines, this remaster checks all the boxes. 2 massive adventures, 1 collection. That's hard to beat.
War, where the player's army fights the enemy army, and Duel, in which the player fights one-on-one. Both special fights add a new layer of tension and excitement to the battles.
Metaphor ReFantazio is Atlas's return to high fantasy turn-based RPGs. And honestly, it's one of the most impressive recent entries in the genre.
Their speeches of tribal harmony mean nothing, when every day they cheat and abuse us!
You play as Will, a boy from the magic-wielding Elda tribe, navigating a kingdom in turmoil after the king's assassination. Combat sticks to classic turn-based roots but adds strategic depth. The squad battle system lets each action consume turn icons, and exploiting enemy weaknesses can grant extra turns, so every move really matters. On top of that, there's a real-time overworld element where you can interact with enemies before entering full battles, giving you an edge if you plan carefully. Released in October 2024, the game sold over 1 million copies on launch day and was praised for its engaging combat, deep narrative, and creative mechanics. Fans of classic turn-based RPGs will find it familiar but fresh, with plenty of challenge and strategy to keep battles exciting.
It tells of a world united as one tribe.
If only our lives were anything like the world in your novel.
Our lives are decided at birth, by tribal purity, or by the differences that make us who we are.
There was a plot in his life. One I wish I'd rooted out sooner.
You're no ray of hope!
You gave up on your hopes, but I will not.
Now let's see what manner of story you'll weave.
Let's do it. You'll be a hero. Trust me.
You've got ambitions, I understand that. But my situation's changed, and I have to leave through that gate.
It's over, Noah!
Eiyuden Chronicle 100 Heroes is a modern take on the classic turn-based RPG. Created by Rabbit and Bear Studios, it's basically the spiritual successor to Suikoden, bringing over 100 playable characters, each with their own story and unique abilities.
Why would someone do this?
Recruiting and building your team is a core part of the strategy, and it gives you a ton of flexibility to experiment with different party setups. Combat is fully turn-based but adds layers of strategy. Positioning, exploiting weaknesses, and planning moves ahead are key, making battles challenging and rewarding. Beyond fighting, the game features base building, mini-games, and a virtual economy that ties into the world's story and progression. It keeps the classic RPG feel while adding enough modern touches to feel fresh. If you're like turn-based RPGs, Eiyuden Chronicle deserves a spot.
And when have you ever done anything for humanity? You'd rather keep your hands clean than secure a future for your people! All the same, I will do what is right. You will not shame or scare me away from it!
Persona 5 Royal is one of the most stylish and strategic turn-based RPGs of recent years. You play as Joker, a high school student who leads the Phantom Thieves to reform corrupt adults by infiltrating the metaverse, a parallel world shaped by human desires. Combat is turn-based but packed with depth. Exploiting enemy weaknesses gives you extra turns, allowing for satisfying chains of strategy and careful planning. The game blends traditional dungeon crawling with life sim elements. Building social links with classmates, teachers, and other characters through the Confidant system not only unlocks story content, but also strengthens your abilities in battle. The mix of daily school life and high-stakes metaverse action makes the pacing unique for a turn-based RPG. Between its memorable characters, stylish presentation, and strategic combat, Persona 5 Royal stands out as a must-play for fans of turn-based RPGs.
Sorry, I'm at the last of what I liberated. But guess what? You haven't even seen the wildest stuff yet. What? There's so much more to discover in Persona 5 Royal, and more than ever to experience. Wear the mask and see the truth for yourself. March 31st. Yeah! This is Morgana and Kasumi signing off. Bye-bye. Don't stay up too late. See ya, everyone!
Dragon Quest XI's is the perfect blend of classic turn-based RPG mechanics and modern enhancements. You play as the Luminary, a hero destined to save the world of Erdrea from darkness, traveling across a vast, colorful world filled with towns, dungeons, and quirky characters. Combat is traditional turn-based, but it's smooth, strategic, and rewarding. Every battle encourages planning and makes each character feel impactful. Visually, the game is stunning, with fully 3D environments, expressive character models, and vibrant animations that make every town and battlefield come alive. Released in 2019, Dragon Quest XI's is available on Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC, making it accessible for a wide audience. Between its engaging turn-based combat, memorable characters, and expansive world, it's easy to see why this game deserves a spot on any list of top turn-based RPGs.
To Yggdrasil!
You have rather an important task to be getting on. Go, save the world.
Do not lose heart. Do not look back. Remember, you're the Luminary. We believe in you.
Embark on a journey to save the world and discover your destiny.
Divinity Original Sin 2 is widely regarded as one of the most strategic and deep turn-based RPGs in recent years, and it even earned multiple Game of the Year awards from various gaming outlets. Combat is turn-based, but it's far from simple. Every element in the environment can be used to your advantage. Fire spreads on oil, water conducts electricity, and the right combination of skills and positioning can completely turn the tide of battle. Character customization is extremely flexible. With over 200 skills, multiple origin characters, and full party control, you can tailor your team for any strategy you want. Multiplayer co-op also lets friends join in, creating dynamic and often chaotic battles that still demand careful planning. The game's story is equally engaging. Your choices affect not just dialogue, but entire story arcs, alliances, and even the ending. You can interact with nearly every NPC, and the world reacts in meaningful ways to your decisions, making every playthrough feel unique.
I've seen the damage Voidwoken have done. They must be stopped.
You're fighting to change things.
For those who come after. Right?
Clair Obscur Expedition 33 is a turn-based RPG that blends classic strategy with innovative real-time mechanics. Released in April 2025 by Sandfall Interactive, it follows the Expedition 33 team as they confront a mysterious entity called the Paintress, responsible for the annual disappearance of individuals in an event known as the Gommage. Combat is turn-based but dynamic. Players control characters from a third-person perspective, choosing between melee attacks to generate ability points or spending those points on ranged attacks and special skills. Quick-time events enhance abilities, and during enemy turns you can dodge, block, or jump in real time to avoid damage. Perfectly timed blocks give extra points and create opportunities for counterattacks. The game also emphasizes strategic party management. Choosing which characters to deploy, optimizing their skills, and timing attacks correctly is crucial, making every battle a thoughtful challenge rather than a simple grind.
Soon she'll wake and paint again. Paint a new number, ticking down every year. One stroke, and everyone of that age vanishes into nothingness. Every year she paints again, and every year an expedition departs for the continent with one hopeless mission: destroy the Paintress so she can never paint death again.
Baldur's Gate 3 is one of the most ambitious turn-based RPGs of recent years. adapting Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition rules into a rich, strategic experience. Released in 2023, Baldur's Gate 3 has received critical acclaim and won multiple awards, including Game of the Year at the Game Awards, BAFTA, and DICE Awards. Its combination of strategic turn-based combat, branching narrative, and player freedom makes it a must-play for fans of turn-based RPGs. Combat is fully turn-based, but highly tactical. You can exploit environmental elements, position your party for maximum advantage, and coordinate actions in a multiplayer co-op mode for up to 4 players. The simultaneous turn-based system lets all players plan their moves in one round, creating dynamic battles that feel both strategic and fluid. If you're looking for a tactical RPG with deep story, replayability, and top-tier recognition, Baldur's Gate 3 is a top choice.
It's merely a symptom of a greater sickness in Faerun. The infected hear the voice of the Absolute and believe it to be a god.
The Absolute is more dangerous than you can possibly conceive. It threatens all who live. It threatens the gods, the weave, the very fabric of the universe itself.